we had to find something for Misty to give her purpose.
Some of us have some really intense, really painful, really hard lives. That trauma, that abuse, that tough time, the brokenness can cause you some wrinkles, some tears, some brokenness, but that does not devalue you at all.
So back at you with another episode. We've done so many of these now, not actually even sure what episode we're on, but exciting news. We got some really great guests that are going to be coming on in the lash industry. Lots of knowledge. So super excited. Keep an eye out for that. Anything else in the hopper?
I don't think so for right now.
Yeah, and we're going to a pretty cool event down in Utah this weekend. See some fancy people. Hopefully learn a thing or two while we're down there. So
I'm just excited to get a cute outfit at this point. It'll be fun.
That is fun.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's all I'm going for, folks, is a cute outfit at this point.
Are we doing that online or are we doing that in person? We're on a kind of a short time frame.
I don't know. I'll figure it out because I'm the boss, babe.
That you are.
So I'm going to do it just my way. My way or the highway. Did order a couple things on Amazon. Love Amazon Prime. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
It worked out well for Disneyland.
It worked great for Disneyland, actually.
I know.
I'm a huge fan of Amazon Prime and shopping on there.
Who was I talking to today? I think, I guess I'll give a shout out to Jenna at SoCo Lashes. And she said something about that. We were talking about growing our business. And again, I guess I'm cat out of the bag. One of our guests is coming up. Super excited about that. And, girls got to shop or something like that. So I said,
is that what what we're talking about with Jen from SoCo?
No.
Is girls have to shop?
Well, I don't think the topic is set. I think it could be whatever you guys want it to be. I have a feeling it'll probably take a few twists and turns.
Many. I have not
if
met
I had to
her yet, but I think we're going to be besties.
I could see that. I could see that playing out.
Mm-hmm. I do too. Love you, Jen, already. And I'm stalking you like I stalk all the other people that I love. So you're now part of the official stalking group.
It's a short list. A special short list.
It is a short list.
I know.
I don't really... I mean, I love everybody. But if I stalk you, that means I really like you.
And so we'll maybe have another episode about stalking 101 tips, maybe. I don't know.
How to stalk or how to flee from stalkers. You let us know what you want to
that's
know
good.
about.
You actually are an expert on both sides of that.
I am. I'm either really hot or really cold.
Okay,
As you can attest to, right?
What, hot or cold?
Mm-hmm. I'm either all the way in or all the way out.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're pretty even keel. That's usually the description.
Mm-hmm. In my mind.
So to bring us back on track, going to talk a little value today, I believe.
Yes. So going to give a shout out to Minky because she's gorgeous and Travis Brady. We are currently in a mentorship, branding, training, like
coaching,
but it's intense. It's like, I feel like I might be auditioning for the military a little bit. What do they call that?
It's not camping intense, right? That we learned about.
No, that's a joke we heard. Okay. So
sorry.
What is the joke? Okay. We had sex in a tent last night. How do you think it went? Is that the joke?
It was intense.
It was intense.
And
no, I don't think that was.
And
the right
tell
way.
them. Well, it's pretty close. But now tell them where we heard it.
From the waiter at Oswego Grill. He's from Oklahoma.
He was all Oklahoma.
Okay, so no. He told me that. So he was a waiter at Oswego Grill in Clackamas. Great guy. Dalen was his name.
Oh, good memory. Man.
I remember because he spelt it. It's Daylon.
Yeah.
When people spell things for me, I remember.
Mm-hmm. So sit in the bar at Oswego Grill.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually good food, good drinks.
It was really good food.
Fair drinks.
Next to a girl who knew that my ex-husband, not this husband, ex-husband was cheating on me, but never said anything.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty like light atmosphere. I mean, really, it was pretty calm.
It was not calm. It was very heavy. It was very tense.
The good news is that I was in between you two.
Yes, I was about ready to jump through and go, rawr.
And here, so let me just real quickly set up the frame. So in a bar setting, sometimes you have the whole like booth bench seating, but they put, tables kind of staggered. And then on the other side, you have, like regular chairs. Well, we were in one of those situations. So we're in the booth that's connected to the booth right next to us that has a table where they were sitting. So I guess it could have been 2 feet of squishing the tables together. We would have been having dinner with her.
It was not good. But I was a big girl and was fine and just pretended like she wasn't sitting there.
And man, it was good people watching.
It was great people watching. And my food was really good. So Dalen, the waiter, suggested we get stuffed chicken and it was excellent.
Mm.
But he got me with his joke.
Yes, he did.
He is from Oklahoma. Bless the sweet man's little soul. Has an accent. You kind of want to adopt him into your home and take care of him because you feel like he really needs your love. Mm-hmm. And so he said, oh my gosh, I had a really like crazy bad experience camping. And I just looked at him and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? Are you okay? Like, did the Pacific Northwest eat you alive? Did Sasquatch get you? Like, what happened? And he was like, it was intense. But the funny part is I didn't realize the joke until he had already walked away.
It did take a second.
But it was funny.
I reeled you in. It was kind of fun as a bystander to that. I kind of watched the whole thing unfold and I could see the gears turn in. And
yeah. I went from immediately feeling bad for this sweet gentleman to like, oh, you got me and it's funny. Yes.
Yes. So Travis and Minky.
Okay. So Travis and Minky, we are like, okay, so go back to what the word is, where you are going into the military boot camp. Okay, we are legitimately doing branding boot camp with Travis and Minky Brady right now. It's intense.
True story.
Love it. Finding out a lot about myself. And so this story and an analogy that I'm going to share today is what I learned from him. And he said it to me and it stuck with me. So I wanted to share it with everybody. So that's what we're going to talk about today really quickly.
Let's get her done.
Okay. So for those of you that are watching via YouTube is where they can see us.
And I think Spotify now has the video as well.
That's fancy.
But
and
yes,
then
YouTube
any
is
reels on wherever we may or may not post this. It's hard to tell.
Hard to say.
So I'm holding up this dollar bill, right? Would you like this dollar bill?
Yeah. Well, it's got $100 bills in it in one piece of paper.
$100. Yes. Not $1. It's $100 bills. $100 bill. It's really fancy.
Yes,
I'm pretty sure everyone would want this dollar bill. 100.
They wouldn't be mad about it.
Dollar bill. Okay, so let's use this analogy. And Travis, I really apologize if I totally fuck this up. But in my head, it means a lot to me. This $100 bill, everyone would want it. It's crisp. It's pretty. It's got the fancy dancy
security features
on it. Can you hear it?
Ooh.
It's a good $100 bill.
Yeah.
Let's take this and use this as a person. So somebody that has had an easy life, not a lot of drama, just kind of sailed through life. It's okay. Everybody wants this dollar bill and they, feel like they have value. right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we clumble up this $100 bill like this,
Oh, it's so sad.
I know it's so sad, into a ball, would you still want this $100 bill? Does it still have the same value to you as it did before it was crumbled up with all of these little wrinkles, maybe tears? It might be broken in some places.
Mm.
Would you like this
It's,
$100
it's,
bill
so,
still?
it's so sad.
It is so sad. But you undo it. It's got wrinkles. I'm not going to tear it because that gives me a little bit of anxiety doing that. But here is this. Oh, it did tear a little bit. I'm sorry.
You telling me or the dollar bill?
The dollar bill. Oh, but it did tear. So do you think this $100 bill still has value?
I do.
Yeah. Would you still want this $100 bill?
I think I would.
Do you think that this $100 bill could still be used to purchase some amazing shoes?
Well, I don't know for $100 these days, but
True story.
could definitely go toward the purchase.
Right, right. So what Travis Brady said to me in that is that we all, not all of us, but some of us have some really intense, really painful, really hard lives.
Well, I think all of us have our stuff.
Yeah. And that trauma, that abuse, that tough time, the brokenness can cause you, which is you are the $100 bill, some wrinkles, some tears, some brokenness, but that does not devalue you at all, regardless if you're in a relationship, in a business, anything that you do, you are still valuable.
Mm-hmm.
You are still valuable. And that story that he said to us really hit home because I once was a very crisp, pretty $100 bill.
Oh, well, you're an amazing $100 bill now.
You're funny. But life has been tough for me. Life has given me tears and wrinkles and brokenness. But within that, I believe wholeheartedly that I am still of value. And it's true. And it's true. And it was really important to me to do a podcast on that. Because I think a lot of people struggle. And I just wanted this to be an encouraging moment that you are valuable, you are enough, you are still special, regardless of what life has thrown at you.
Yeah. And I think like the way, and I agree with you 100%. And I think, we all struggle with that. I'll say too, I haven't had the, defined trauma that you have had in your life, but I got my struggles. I have fear of failure and judgment, and I get anxiety and stress. And am I smart enough, or do I know enough, or am I capable? So, I have those same struggles. And I think, again, what Travis, said is that no matter how much you've been through, wrinkled, beat up, torn, the value is still the same. So the value of this $100 is the same, whether it's pretty or it's broken and wrinkled up and ugly. And I think the same for me is realizing, on your journey, if you've in business, gone broke, and, I've been through 2008 and lost everything and had to start from zero. And that crippled me for over a decade from trying to really do anything with my life and thinking that, again, I had no value and I had no skill. And to be able to say like, this doesn't change. So what I know and what I can help people with doesn't change. That knowledge is there and nobody can take that from you. So no matter how many times in your business life you go to zero, your value is still there. Nobody can take that away from you. And I've heard people talk about that with relationships to a degree, like, when you're out fishing and, you can't, rarely you're going to catch the right fish the first time, right? You got to go through.
Am I the fish?
Huh?
Am I the fish?
You are the fish.
Oh.
You're maybe you're the dolphin. Is that what? Or am I the dolphin?
Oh.
I can't remember.
You are not the dolphin. No, you
I'm
are
scary.
the dolphin. I don't know. You're like, I'm really scared of dolphins, but I adore them.
I was a dolphin in your phone for a while.
Yes, you are the dolphin. I'm just the little like slimy
But
fish.
again, to Misty's point, and I guess really Travis's point, is that, we have to believe, and I say we as a human race, is that we have value, and it's different for everybody what that value is, and it doesn't change, and nobody can take that away from you. And your successes and failures aren't your value, right? And really, those are what continue to make this turn from a $1 bill to a $100 bill is going through all that. And I wish I was a magician, because then that'd been really cool. We had a $1 bill and then you went like this and we're like, poof, look, it's worth 100 now.
Oh, I know.
We're going to have Travis figure out how to do that.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
That'd really make the message.
Yeah. And actually, coming again to what Travis, he was sharing with me about it, is when you have struggles and you have real difficulties, real life difficulties, bigger than like, oh my gosh, which shoes am I going to wear to the party this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we're going to. I feel like this $100 bill, you're not better than anybody, but your value is so significant when you have that brokenness and the wrinkles and the wear and tear. Like,
well, I think it's the authenticity, right? If you're vulnerable enough to be authentic and real with people, then that creates trust, right? When you can share the hard stuff that people are ashamed of, embarrassed, scared of judgment, right, is a huge one for everybody, fear just in general. And if you can actually share that, people have been through shit too.
Yeah. So if you carry along this journey with us as we continue to talk about business and, we're going to have some funny things. We're going to have some really, I think we're going to just be all along the board. But coming from me, to be fully transparent, I have been sexually abused, physically abused, still am abused by this person.
Not me.
Not him, not this man. And raped and made to feel like I was never enough. And I feel finally for the first time that I have value. And that God always turns what's meant for evil for good. And he says that in the Bible, and I proclaim that. So if there's anybody out there that it's like, I'm not good enough, I've been through this, and you're still healing from it, I just really encourage you to reach out to Todd and I. Let me just kind of help you through that. You are so valuable, and your life experiences could really heal and mean the world to somebody. And knowing that just because you've been through those difficult traumas, that you are worthy, you are enough, you have value. And it was just a really important message that I felt like needed to be put out there. So at least if anybody is listening to this or hearing this or watching this on any of our like social platforms, that we understand, I understand, you have value. You have value to bring your specific circumstances out to somebody to encourage them. So,
and we've seen that play out with, some of your clients who've had significant trauma and adversity, I guess, for lack of a better term, challenges in their life, and that you having gone through that, I mean, you've saved a few people from, making some bad choices
Yes.
and, been there to be able to help and console people. So, it's where this Lash business is way more than, just putting lashes. It's about that serving and helping people on such a deeper level. And, had you not gone through that,
Right.
you wouldn't have been able to help those women on that level.
So we kind of joke about this new saying that we're trying to put out there. I don't know if now is an appropriate time to do it, but
Anytime's the best time.
so the saying is, lashes saved my life. My lash business saved my life. It is exactly what I needed to heal from the trauma and the experiences that I've been through. It's healed and gone into so many pieces of my heart and every piece of my body to heal. And it truly has saved me. To be completely vulnerable, there were times when I didn't want to live anymore. But because of this business, I see and get to feel and touch and witness and have relationships with all of these beautiful, amazing women that I adore. And there's something really healing about that. I just remembered as we were talking, do you remember, it was probably about a year ago, I was in bed and I got a message on Instagram. And it's okay if you don't remember.
I'm just waiting.
Okay. There was
you get a lot of Instagram messages.
I do. That I had never met before, that lived in LA. And she had read a post about domestic violence that I had posted, and that I had been abused, and she reached out to me, and she was currently in her car hiding from her boyfriend who had just got done beating her. And her family didn't believe her. Her friends didn't believe her. Nobody believed her. And she reached out to me, and I was able to help talk her through what to do to stay safe, to go back and pack up her things.
When he wasn't there.
When he was at work that next morning. And then I didn't hear from her for probably about a month. And then she reached out to me again and said, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, I am now in Florida. I am safe. If it wasn't, for your talking me through it, I wouldn't have known what to do, which I'm not saying I saved her life, because that's not the case. But we don't know. What I'm trying to get at is, when you're vulnerable and open and you use your pain for goodness and to help others, you have no idea who's listening.
Well, and you for sure saved her from days, years, weeks of, pain, even if, again, it wouldn't have led to catastrophic ends, that she felt she now had the strength, right, to, and could see that she was in a situation that was toxic. It was not okay. Right. And that she needed to take action, and she was the only one who could to do that. So, yeah.
But it's scary. It's scary. And I understand the fear. And especially when nobody believes you.
Well, and that's part of the whole process, right, of an abuser. You had
narcissist.
Well, you had the worst of the worst, because it's a sociopathic narcissist, and I won't get into Webster's definitions, but basically the sociopath part is that they do it to cause harm, like they get joy out of causing the harm. The narcissist, funny enough, is not really that bad. We all have some narcissistic tendencies just with, our self-value and things. But the sociopath part, where you are trying to cause somebody harm, that's where things get really ugly.
Right. So to bring it full circle, this $100 bill is you, and you are valuable. You are loved. You are worth an amazing pair of shoes. And
in 74.
In 74. I could find a really good pair of shoes for $100.
Yeah, you could.
Because I don't. Yeah, I could. But if you are in a situation where you are not safe and you are not sure what to do, text me or message me on Instagram. What would be a good saying for somebody to text so that we knew it would be conspicuous? Is that the word?
Inconspicuous?
That's a mouthful.
That is.
Inconspicuous.
That's what she said.
Oh, I got it. You could text me or message me anywhere on any platform and say, hey, how about those lashes? Instead of how about the bears, right? Is that a Saturday Night Live thing? But no joke. Joking aside, text me, you know, how about those lashes? I know that when you're in that situation, your phone's constantly being gone through. Plenty of accusations, and I am here for you, and I will meet you. I will help you, and it's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And you are loved and valued.
Yeah. And I'll just offer on my side, and I'm no expert or therapist, but I've learned so much about trauma that I just never knew before, you know, our relationship. And so if you're also on the other side and you've got a loved one, you know, or somebody who's had trauma or been through that, it can be really hard. You know, when you don't understand why things happen, and why you feel like, you know, you're the one who it's being taken out on. A lot of those things are really confusing, especially when you love someone and they love you. And so again, I'm happy to, you know, talk about that side of the journey and how to support that person, you know, who's trying to heal from that trauma. 'Cause that, is not just a passive role in this whole thing either.
You have put up with a lot.
No, it's not put up. I've learned. I've had to learn and understand.
He's fibbing on
We
camera.
like to say landmines, and we've got several minefields that we've navigated in our
we do.
days for sure.
But it's okay.
But, you know, going back to Lashes saved my life and the business, you know, it was, you know, such a hard and bad time. And, you know, for me, I remember we had our counselor and, you know, meeting with her, like how kind of, again, being the person on the other side of this, like how do you help somebody who is literally, you have to scrape them off the floor almost on a daily basis, and working with her. And she's been a godsend for us on lots of levels, but just that we had to find something for Misty to give her purpose and something to do. She couldn't, you know, sit around and just start going down the rabbit hole, which is another term we've learned. And, you know, you just start spinning and get into all the negative possibilities and different things. And, you know, that was a process to go through, because it couldn't be me just saying, hey, Misty, go to get this job. It had to be finding something that she had a love and a passion for. And, you know, again, just a blessing that we came around and were able to land on beauty industry and lashes. And that was something that, again, you could really put your soul into, and it really, I think, matched with where you were, and again, going through the trauma and being able to heal for yourself and help others.
And there were days where the only reason I got out of bed was because I knew those clients were waiting for me.
Yes.
And then
Lots of those days.
I got out of bed. You know, they were expecting me there. You know, they were going through hard times as well. And that's what got out of bed. And maybe another time I will share my analogy that I came to of where healing is. So it's gardening and lashing brings healing to those people. But so lashes literally saved my life. And I know there's a lot of people out there that it's going to save your life too. So I encourage you to, or any other business, hair or something. But trust me when I say that you are valued, you do have value, and your trauma does not make your identity.
Mm-mm.
You are not the person based on the things that you went through and that others have done to you.
Yeah, it doesn't define your value. Going
Right.
back to the $100 bill, it's one of these little tears, right? Or it's one of these little creases or these folds in your story that creates the value that you are. And I know that's been a journey for Misty, and I'm sure forever will be. But to understand that actually that's what makes her unique, right? So this $100 bill is not like all of them that come off the press anymore, which
So
again,
I ruined it. I did not ruin it.
you didn't ruin it, right? The value's the same.
It is. It's the same.
Right?
The
And
ATM
it's
may
unique.
not take it.
It's possible. But it's unique, and it's
Yeah.
you. It's a Misty bill,
It is.
right?
Oh, it is. I should write my name on it.
I
in
know,
a big
except for you're
black
worth
Sharpie.
way more than $100, but I know it's for
well,
reference
depends on the day.
purposes. So
Yes. So I think we beat that horse to a drum.
maybe
Wait, that's not the saying.
we beat that drum. We whipped that horse. It's fine.
We beat that horse to a drum. At least you knew what I was talking about.
I
That could
did.
be our new saying.
I know. And then we got to somehow get the camping and the intense. Like that's got to be folded in
Yeah.
somewhere,
Anyways,
too.
it's fine. So, serious podcast today, but I feel
was
very
heavy.
important. I
Yes.
feel it was really important and really heavy on my heart to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, Lash has saved your life.
I did. I'm going to make a t-shirt.
Yeah. Saved us too, probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
So it was heavy. It was good stuff. And I hopefully, again, if it even helps one person out there, then, our job is done. But any, I don't know, last word or summary about that you would, for encouragement?
So if you are currently being abused, going through an abusive relationship, trying to heal from an abusive relationship, whatever stage, wondering if maybe you're in an abusive relationship, because that's part of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
They trick you. It's like,
Oh, man.
they just kind of put
Twilight
you into
Zone.
boiling water. They don't just drop you in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can find us anywhere on social media. Adornare Lash on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Adornare Lash on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same one?
Yes, ma'am.
So that is my closing words.
Yeah.
Is to reach out, regardless if you think it's small or not. Like, we are here. This was part of my vision for this business, is to be used for this purpose.
Yeah, to be able to help. And I think, just to summarize, is you're not alone.
You're not alone.
If you feel like you've been isolated, because that's part of the game, and I don't want to keep going into too much detail, but that's really part of the game, is to isolate and start planting the seeds to where, you just think that you're the reason that you're getting abused, because you deserve it, because, it's your fault. And so you may feel isolated and alone, which is by design. So we just want to let you know that you're not. We're here in whatever capacity we can be, even if it's just to listen.
And we can connect you with people that we know that can help you.
Yeah, actual professionals.
Because, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That is not me.
Yeah.
I will love you, love the little pants right off of you and the socks off of you, but I'm not a professional, but I can direct you to the right person.
Yeah. And we just want to help you with our experience, whether it's through this, getting through trauma, business, marriage, because we're, experts in that as well. We had a little tiff earlier. It's fine.
But go ahead and leave it at that.
How about that $100 bill?
It's pretty.
But again, just sharing our experience, our real life experience, not saying that it's for everybody. It's just what we've been through and what we deal with, and how we get through that. So again, we're happy to share what it is we know. Happy to share our $100 bill of knowledge.
And yes, thank you to Travis. Brady. I mean, he really put that in my brain
Mm-hmm. Forever.
Who was the other guy? That Keaton with the buffalo.
Oh, yeah, and sitting in the fire.
And the fucking alarm clock failure.
Petros, yeah. Him and yeah, if you hit the snooze button, you're a failure.
Yeah.
You start out the day as a failure.
So today I failed 4 times right out of the chute.
Oh, did you? You're usually pretty good ever since you heard that story. No,
No.
before the story, not at all. Like,
Right.
I'll be real about
Right.
that.
I just acknowledge it in my head that I'm a failure.
Yeah. Failure 1, failure 2. Okay,
It's fine
well, it doesn't
because
matter.
That extra 2 minutes seriously saved my life and my day. Not really, but it's fine.
All right. So hopefully this, again, helps somebody, let you know that we're here. I really appreciate you, Babe Cake, sharing, because I know that's hard. It's not fun and not things that anybody likes to talk about, but we've seen how many people you've helped. And if we can, help more, that's what we want to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, thank you.
yes. So
We are not very funny today, but next time, stay tuned.
I know this one was heavy.
It was heavy, but it was heavy in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And God has shown me that if it's heavy in my heart, I have to follow through because there's a purpose and a reason for it.
Amen.
So here we are.
Here we are. All right. So until next time, thanks for stopping by.